In this video, we review the PAL question that was done by candidates in 2021. So I'll break down this review into three parts. Part 1, part 2, and part 3. The final part will be an actual sample essay of what we expected from the students. So I'll go straight to the question. The question is, true friendship is hard to find. Many people associate with us for what they stand to gain. With reference to John Steinbeck's The PAL, write an essay in support of this statement. So let us go through the steps expected when you have such a question. I have 5 steps. And the first one, which is very important, is that you must read the question carefully for comprehension or in order to understand its demands. That's a vital point. Secondly, of course, you must identify the keywords in the question. This one will help you in interpreting the question correctly. So in relation to that, we have to identify the fake friendships and the opportunism, because the question says true friendship is hard to find. Many people associate with us for what they stand to gain. The fact that they associate with us only because they stand to gain something, that is fake friendship. These are friends that are insincere or not genuine. So we are calling them fake friends. And then they only associate with us because they hope to benefit from our association, but they don't have our interests at heart. They are not true friends. So of course, you must identify episodes where we have evidence of fake friendship, and it is only valid if this fake friend hopes to benefit from the friendship. After that, you should come up with the points of interpretation. And here, of course, who is the fake friend and how do they stand to gain? Once you've done those 4 steps, then you answer the question. That is the final step, answering the question. And as you answer the question, remember that you should keep glancing at the question and the keywords in the course of your writing in order to avoid digression or narration. Sometimes students have the temptation to simply narrate the details, because nowadays teachers have trained students to read the set books and master the episodes. So if you don't interpret the question correctly, or if you write without reminding yourself the demands of the question, you may fall victim to simply narration, where you are writing the essay but you're not answering the question succinctly, properly. So some keywords in this question include true friendship, hard to find, and the gaining or opportunism. So you should show how characters like the doctor and the priest get involved with Kino with a view of profiting from his priceless fortune, the pearl of the world. Show the distinct change in behavior of these characters based on how they behave before Kino gets the pearl and how they pretend to be his friends after he gets the pearl. So in each point that you write, of course, we expect at least 4 points. So in each point that you write, link the insincere association to how the character hopes to gain. So let us see that this friendship is not a sincere type of friendship. This person approaches Kino with ulterior motives from the ones that they try to show. but that one must be linked to how opportunistic the doctor, the priest, the buyers, and other characters are. So why did some students lose marks in this question? The main challenges that some students faced were lack of enough textual illustrations and background information. So, of course, the examiner demanded illustration on how Kino's insincere friends associated with him before he gets the pearl, and then how do they behave after Kino gets the pearl. Students who read and mastered the episodes garnered full marks per point. So it is possible to get full marks per point. So always try to point out relevant specific details, like the characters' actions, the reactions, the words they say, their feelings. So when you are reading the text, look out for these things in the episodes. Say, when Kino first goes to the doctor after Koyotito has been stung by the scorpion, what are the doctor's feelings? What are the doctor's reactions? What does he say? Can you remember any specific things that he says? So you should read those episodes keenly in order to get such details. For example, how the doctor remarks that he has better things to do than cure insect bites for little Indians. He's a doctor, not a veterinary. He asks his servants to see if Kino has any money. Then he says, no, they never have any money. I alone in the world am supposed to work for nothing. That's on page 28 of the pearl. And he says that because, of course, he's greedy, he's avaricious, and he works more for the money than for the love of the job or just helping people. So after he says that, then you have to show his change of heart when the news comes to him. Where is he? What is he doing? What does he say when he's told who Kino is? So that one should also, of course, come out clearly, and you can only do that when you read the book and understand. So when Kino gets the pearl and the doctor is told about it, or when the doctor gets wind of the news that Kino has the pearl, we're told that he grows stern and judicious at the same time and says, he is a client of mine. I am treating his child for a scorpion sting. That is on page 42. Look at that change of heart. Then, of course, you also have to tell us, how does the doctor stand to gain? Okay, how does he stand to gain? So, of course, he wants the pearl, and the things that he says betray his avarice. Like, for example, after treating Koyotito, he says, when do you think you can pay this bill? So he's more interested in getting the money. When Kino says, okay, I'll pay you after I sell my pearl, he says, you have a pearl? A good pearl? You know, he acts oblivious. He pretends that I didn't even know about the pearl. I'm just a good man who had come to treat your child. Then still on page 56, of course, that episode is from around page 50 when he visits Kino. So on page 56, he says, perhaps you'd like me to put it in my safe? The pearl, he wants to put it in his safe. This one betrays his greed. All the things that the doctor say, and that's why you should be keen on the characters' actions, reactions, their words, and even their feelings. Of course, that is from the intrusion of the author. When the author tells us, especially for a book that is narrated from or written from the third person point of view. So you'll be safe if you use episodic approach in reading, because the points will come from various episodes. And the more details you've grasped from the episodes, the better for you. You stand a better chance of scoring full marks. So the main tasks in this question were this: that you are to identify the insincere or the hypocritical friend, like the doctor, the priest, the beggars, the neighbors, the buyers. And then give background information on how the characters associated with Kino before he got the pearl. And here you have to give adequate textual backup, which can only get when you read and reread the texts using the episodic approach. Then show how the character pretends to be Kino's dependable or trustworthy friend after he finds the pearl. Only after he finds the pearl, this hypocritical friend then changes. Then you must also give textual evidence of how this person hopes to gain from the pearl. Show how the doctor, the priest, the buyers, the neighbors, and the beggars associate with Kino before and after he gets the pearl. Now, in the next video, we will now break down the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. Exactly what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to write those parts of the essay. Feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section. You can also follow me on my social media platforms. I go by Wafula Wekati on all social media platforms.